old marching song, that. Sets me feet going.
Yeah, we had some good marching songs in World War One. The so-called Great War.
Yeah, had some good soldiers, too, in the Great War.
I just happened to mention songs, old timer.
And I just happened to mention soldiers, young fella. Not that I'm suggesting you didn't have your good soldiers in the last big war.
But you just happen to have had a tougher, harder war back in those trenches, old timer.
You said that, not me. Well, come to mention it, we did have it pretty tough on Gallipoli, and in France, too.
Well, it wasn't exactly a snack in the jungle, you know. Ask a couple of our blokes who were decorated. Say round Boona, Gona, Shaggy Ridge or Wee-Wang.
Yeah, no pushover on Gallipoli Peninsula. You could ask Albert Jacka, VC, he'd tell you. And France. Yeah, Poitiers in France. That battalion had 700 casualties there. Yeah. Pity Bede Kenny wasn't here. He'd tell you whether or not it was tough going those days in France.
Citation. Presenting authentic stories of heroism and gallantry taken from the histories of war. The story of Corporal Thomas James Bede Kenny, V.C.
Kenny?
Yes, Kenny, VC, of the 2nd Battalion AIF.
I remember his name vaguely. I remember Jack of VC better.
Well, a lot of Victoria Crosses won in World War One. 63 all told, compared with 19 in World War Two.
Next thing you'll be bringing in the Boer War.
Yeah, 5 VCs were won in the Boer War too, young fella. All as well won as any other VC. VC doesn't get thrown at you.
No, don't get me wrong.
I'm not getting anybody wrong. It's just that time has passed and a lot of great names have been forgotten. You mentioned Jacka, VC. How many people remember that he was Jacka, VC, and MC and Bar? Just 21 when he left Australia with the 14th Battalion. A fencer he was at Geelong in Victoria with the Forestry Department.
I didn't know he won the Military Cross twice, as well as a VC.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of water under the bridge, young fella. When his VC at Courtney's post at Gallipoli. He was the only digger left when 7 Turks rushed at him to take the post. Took 'em on single-handed, he did. Killed 'em all. And later, he said that he'd just lost his nut. Yeah, then at Poitiers won his first military cross by killing 26 Germans in one attack. They won his bar in the same way, they tell me. She was tough going in France, young fella.
Wasn't exactly a soft cop at Tobruk either, Pop.
We knew the desert too, son. We knew the heat, and the sand, and the flies. I remember the day we sailed out of Sydney Harbour. It was October the 18th, 1914. We were aboard the transport Suffolk. Well, goodbye, old Sydney town. We sure showed them something, didn't we, Perth?
Yeah, we showed them. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th Battalions marching up George Street with full packs and rifles at the slope. Let them see what real soldiers look like.
Hey, do you think the war'll be over before we get there, Perth?
Yeah, could easily be. She's been on a couple of months already, and their Kaiser could toss it in any time. Particularly when he hears the Aussies and New Zealanders are on their way.
But the Kaiser didn't toss it in. And those men in that first convoy, after knowing the tension and thrill of the Sydney-Emden cruiser engagement on the way across, went ashore in the Middle East to train in the shadow of the pyramids. They trained hard there before they embarked for Gallipoli.
Something like we did in the 6th Divi before we embarked for Greece.
Oh, I suppose so. We had a few blokes with us you young fellas might have struck. I remember one who went ashore with us there on Gallipoli was an officer with C Company. Name of Mooreshead.
Sir Leslie... Oh, we called him Ali Baba. Sir Leslie Mooreshead, Chief Rat at Tobruk.
Yeah, he was one of them with us on Gallipoli. And he was one of the few lucky enough to come off.
The Australians fought a bitter war and paid a high price indeed for their victories on Gallipoli. The 2nd Battalion, for instance, which in April 1915 had mustered 1,000 strong, had been depleted by August to 152 battle-worn survivors, even though the battalion had been reinforced from time to time after the attacks on Lone Pine. Then the Australians withdrew from Gallipoli and went ashore in France.
France. Yeah, we thought it was going to be paradise after the Dardanelles.
Like we thought Crete'd be.
Only it was hell. Mud and the smell of death.
Like at Milne Bay.
I don't know about that, young fella. All I remember is that there was frozen mud in the winter, slimy slush like glue in the thaw, shelled-out villages, gas alarms, lousy dugouts, and always shelling. Mortars and shells wherever you moved. Like at Hermes. That was in April 1917. We was making our way in a sunken road round behind the township of Hermes.
What's on, Chris?
I don't know, properly. Something about us cutting off the Jerry's trying to escape from this village of Hermes.
Yeah, one thing to be thankful for. We got this here sunken road to give us cover.
What cover? Ain't no cover in all of France. Wherever you go, they chase you with shells or mortar bombs. A couple of our blokes hit back there. Looks like Bede Kenny's one.
Hey? Oh, not Chuntaloo.
Oh, he's right. Well, for a minute he'd copped one too. Come on, they're calling us along.
That was normal going in France on that April day in 1917, when Australians of the 2nd Battalion AIF moved along a sunken road behind the village of Hermes to attack the Germans. In the platoon was a soldier named Thomas James Bede Kenny, known as Chundaloo to his comrades. They advanced slowly, diving for cover as shells burst in on them, and they left several of their number along the way. Then, finally, they came to where a chalk pit straddled the road, and there they commenced to dig in.
If ever I see a shovel when I get back home, I'll go berserk.
I don't get you.
I'll do me loaf. I'm sick and tired of digging, slinging mud. Here, sling us me shovel. I'm going down deeper. That Jerry machine gun's right under us.
The Australians were covered by an enemy machine gun coast as they began to dig in on that chalk pit. And in the opening burst, 3 of the small number of 2nd Battalion men were badly wounded.
It seems quiet now.
That machine gunner's just waiting for us to put our heads up. See? We can't make a move. They got us here like sitting ducks.
Never expected this.
Yeah, nor did the battalion. We'll lose a lot of men if the battalion comes up this way. That machine gun post has this whole road covered. They'll mow our jokers down.
So the men of this small advance party were pinned down by fire from this well-sighted machine gun post and were unable to warn the bulk of their battalion following along the road that danger lay hidden ahead.
Somebody should warn the fellas, Perce.
Even I can see that, but who's going to? Nobody can move under that. Enough of our platoon dropped already. And there'll still be more the longer we stay here with that gun belting at us.
And every man in the small party realized that. They all realized the threat to the remainder of their battalion, and no one more clearly than Corporal Bede Kenny. He saw the threat and decided to act.
Look, Perce, it's Chundaloo Kenny.
What's he up to? The long streak?
Making for that machine gun, that's what. They're onto him. They'll mow him down.
Grenades! He's going to throw his grenades. There goes one.
Short. That one fell short.
But he's still on his feet, going like a streak of tank water. There goes another grenade.
Missed again.
It was closer, though, and he's still going.
We can't last. Not in the face of that fire. He's thrown another. He did it! Kenny did it! Blew the gun apart! Well, we raced up to that German machine gun position, but Chundaloo Kenny had no need for us. He wiped out the whole post. 6 or 7 Germans, including one officer, were laid out in front of him. They gave him the VC for that, and he deserved it.
Yeah, we had blokes do similar things in World War II.
Yeah, of course you did. Any man who won the VC in any war deserved it. You can lay your bank on that.
Hell, what are we arguing about?
Who's arguing? Not me. I'm only telling you about the times we had. Yeah, the trouble is, you young fellas will argue about anything. Well, now, after all that talking, I'm thirsty. Who's going to shout?
Oh, well, all right.
Citation. These stories are authentic. The program is produced at AWA by Donald Crosby for Army Public Relations.